In this video, we'll have a look at how you can sell your photography online, from using marketplaces to using your own site and so much more. So let's get straight into it. So first we'll have a look at a few marketplaces, and then later on we'll explore how you can sell your prints directly to your customers and supporters. Okay, so an approach which is often overlooked is just to give your photography away for free, right? And you can use a site like Pixels or Pixabay, Pixels being one of the most popular free stock photography website. And the idea with this is you submit your photos here. Anyone can go ahead and download it for free. However, when we download it, we've got here a prompt to leave the photographer a donation, and we can go ahead and donate directly to that profile page here, right? Okay, so again, this is a underutilized strategy that many overlook, right? Simply for the fact that inherently it's free, right? So it's doing two things. So one, we're getting huge exposure, right? So loads of people will get familiar with the artists and their work. Here you can see his photos have been viewed over 37 million times, right? And here over 1,000, here over 1,600 in the last 30 days, right? So it's great to just have a presence here, and then we can go ahead and follow this photographer. We can leave a link to our social profiles. For example, we can view his Instagram profile here, which in my opinion is kind of where the magic starts, right? If you can gain a following on social media, then later on I'm getting ahead of myself. So later on we'll explore how you can actually utilize Instagram. For now, let's just stick to the marketplace. So as I said, number one option is utilizing a free stock photography website, Pixels being one of the most popular. So I'll suggest that you start here, and later on I'll share a few links to our photographers sharing their earning revenue on sites like this and other stock photography sites that we'll mention later on. So if you don't want to go with the donation based approach, right, then you can submit your work to sites like Fine Art America, or you can even submit your work to Shutterstock, right? Or even Adobe Stock, right? And many others. However, from my experience and from what I've seen with the photographers that we work with, so a bit of background with myself, we run a software company and we help various different entrepreneurs sell online. So whether that's a photographer selling their prints online, or even a retail store that's got a retail shop that wants to sell online. So we're in a position where we get to see how a wide variety of different vendors sell online, right? And what's working and what's not working so much. So this is where I'm getting most of this information from, as well as researching how other photographers are actually making a living in the space as well, right? So some of the pros of selling on a stock photography website like Shutterstock is that you get that instant discoverability, right? So you get access to their audience. So I'm guessing there's probably millions of visitors that view sites like this every month. And if the type of photography that you're creating is in demand and is what a lot of people are searching for, then you've got a higher chance of getting discovered and someone actually using your photography and you getting reimbursed for that as well, right? Some of the drawback is, so inherently it's going to be saturated, right? For example, here it's saying that they've got over 485 million different assets as of December 2023, right? I wouldn't hold my breath if I was to submit my work on some of these stock photography websites, right? But apart from actually just uploading it and going through the initial review process, it's definitely well worth it, because in a year or so, you know, the earnings can add up, especially if you submit it to a few different websites, right? So let's quickly head over to YouTube now. And the video that caught my attention is this one here by Photoloo. And here is breaking down his yearly revenue. So I'll leave a link in the description below to his video so you can go ahead and watch the entirety of his video, right? Here we can see that he's getting the bulk of his earning from Pixels, right, which is donations, Fine Art America, Shutterstock, Adobe Stock, and a few others, right? Okay, so using a stock photography marketplace is one way. Another way is to just sell directly on your website, right? So you can use a service like Woocommerce, right, which is a free open source plugin, or you can use a service like Shopify. So I've recently done a comparison where I go into in-depth detail comparing Shopify to Woocommerce, right? So I'll leave a link on screen and in the description below so you can go ahead and watch that and decide which one's best for you. But in a nutshell, if flexibility and pricing is important to you, then I'd go with Woocommerce. However, if you want ease of use, then I would go with Shopify. Assuming you've got your website sorted, right? Then the next thing for you to consider is whether you'll go with a print on demand model or whether you'll go with the self-printed approach, where you'd need to purchase a printer, where you'd need to sort out fulfillment and delivery and all the logistics of getting your prints to your customer. And personally, I recommend, if you're just starting out, just go with a print on demand service. As your operation scales, you can bring things in-house, but just for the ease of use and less headache, just go with a print on demand service. So there's many providers for you to consider. We can go with Printify, or we can even go with Printful, right? And one of the main benefits here is that you just go ahead and upload your artwork and you can import it directly into your Woocommerce store or even Shopify store. If you go with Woocommerce, I'll leave a link on screen to show you how you can just easily import your prints onto your Woocommerce store and start selling it that way, right? But one of the main benefits of this is they'll handle all the shipping and fulfillment, right? And essentially all you need to do is just upload your design. And then when a customer purchases, depending on how you set up the payment structure, a service like Printful will take the payment, they'll take their cut of the payment, and then they'll send the rest over to you. So it's one of the most stress-free type of business you can run. So another thing to consider is whether you'll do limited or open prints, right? If you're just starting off, maybe I'd probably go with limited prints. And the main reason is it builds scarcity, right? So when we start promoting our artwork, we can say we'll be doing 15 pieces of this particular artwork, right? So again, it builds in scarcity and it forces people to take action, essentially. So that's a great way to start off. And then later on, maybe you'll have some open prints. So now you might be thinking, well, how will anyone find my website? How will I get sales? Great question. A lot of photographers, again, that we work with and that I'm aware of, one of the main drivers of sale is just utilizing social media, right? So it's just sharing your work online. It's building the community aspect. And the top two platforms to do this will be by far Instagram and Facebook, right? So you can create a free account there. You can start building up your following. You can utilize a popular hashtag to get your work discovered and then just build up your following that way. And I think it's essential as well to drive people, not only to your website, but to your mailing list, right? So that means whenever you've got any special type of promotions, you can just email your fans and supporters and promote whatever it is you're launching that way, right? And a simple hack to get people onto your mailing list is just to offer a free print, right? So you can say a lucky winner this week will get a free print of X, right? That's an easy way to attract qualified prospects onto your email list. And then whenever you create a new print, as I said, if we go with that limited run type of model, you can email your list and then send them directly to that product page where they can check out and enjoy your wonderful print. So depending on when you're watching this video, another pro tip is just keep in mind that over 50% of all print sales happen between October and December. So again, just make sure you're ready for that period. If you've missed it, no worries. Just again, as I said, just keep building up your social media following, your email list. So when it reaches that time of the year, you can go ahead and bulk email your list, letting them know about your current work. Let me know in the comments below how you get on and which route you actually choose to start selling online, as it could help others as well in a similar situation.